Hello guys, today is day 11 out of the 30-day challenge, and I did a video yesterday about my 10 years anniversary as being self-employed and an entrepreneur, and it hadn't really occurred to me that I don't think I've actually really presented myself since I got into this whole challenge a little bit backwards. And the thing is that I actually have, well, let me back up a little bit, because somebody actually asked about, so what did you do before? I talked about quitting my job, and then people ask, so what did you actually do when, like, before you quit your job? And that's a very good question, because the thing is that I actually have a law degree. Det er Bjørk. Hej Mikkel. Perfect. Anyway, I have a law degree, and I quit my job in that field 10 years ago. And people actually walked up to me when I announced at my work that I was going to quit my job. And usually we have this, you know, inside intranet thing where you post when people quit and where they were going to go work next. So usually people would quit and then they would have, landed a job at a law firm or some place, in the same field. And when I thought about quitting my job and telling them or announcing that I was going to be a photographer, I actually laughed a little bit, and I was like, I can't do that. That's so like not believable and inauthentic. And I was like, so can I make up somehow a job somewhere that nobody will know about and just, go under the radar? Fortunately, I came to my senses and I said, well, if this is truly something that I want to do, that I truly believe in, that I can do, then I got to stick to it, and I got to stick up for what my choices are and how I'm going to go about it. So of course, everything came out, and I said, well, I'm going to pursue a career as a solo entrepreneur, being a photographer. And the most interesting thing happened is that it started this, talk around the corners in the office about, so what would you do if you had a talent or a skill outside this law world? What would you do? And people were just sitting and, talking back and forth, and they would be like, well, I wish I had, skills or talented, and I would definitely go do it. And I had people come down to me saying, well, this is just so courageous that you quit your job and follow your dream. And that's when it hit me that, am I being crazy, or am I being courageous, or what am I doing? Because it had never ever dawned on me that it was a courageous move to quit my job and follow a dream. What also goes into this story is that, of course, I just didn't quit from one day to the other. I had spent, I think, a year and a half building my business in my spare time. And at this point in time, I had 2 small kids. My husband was also working full time. And it had all been started, this dream of going, rogue, I would say. No, starting my own business. Started when we were stationed in China due to my husband's work. We were there for 4 months I was on maternity leave at that point in time. And we were just, talking over dinner, and we were just having this saying, so what if, like, when you dream about, so what if? And then we were talking about, so what if you should, do something besides what you do now, and what if you should start your own business, what would it be? And at that point in time, I wasn't really sure what I was going to do, because I was like, well, I don't know what I would do if I should start a business. And then he actually said to me, well, why don't you look into that photography that you love so much? So that's where it all started, like a year and a half before, in a small apartment in Beijing with 2 little kids. And when I got back home, I started to Google, because he had planted that little seed. and it started to grow. And I Googled, how can I make a living of being a photographer? I'm not kidding. I did Google. This guy had this sort of a course where it was not about being a photographer. He was a photographer, but more about how to get started. And I was almost not going to purchase this course, because I was like, no, this is just one of those bogus ideas that I get, and now I spend all these money for no reason, because it's just, this weird idea that I got. So I'm glad that I stuck to it, because at the moment when I entered the room, where I think we were like 20 other people gathered there, I just felt this amazing vibe and this amazing atmosphere of people just being so embracing and creative, and we all shared all our inexperiences and our dreams and passions about this. So about starting something. So that is how I got into this whole new life of mine of being a photographer. So sometimes you just need to, as I said, make some U-turns and see where it leads you. What I can say is that it was scary taking the jump, and up until the point that I had, put the deadline for when I was going to quit, I was about to trash it all, be like, no, because this is safe zone. But I'm so happy I did it. And today I could not think of anything else that I wanted to do. So I really hope that I can inspire you not to go quit your job just recklessly, but just still listen to that little voice inside you that, keeps pulling you in a way that you might want to explore and see where it can take you. So let me know in your comments what you would do if you should do something else and how you would go about it. I'll talk to you again tomorrow. Bye.